Think back to your very first day at a new job. Were you excited? Nervous? Maybe a little of both? Now imagine that tomorrow morning you're the one responsible for training someone brand new. The way that you train them could determine whether they become a confident associate who looks forward to coming to work to an associate that dreads every shift. Great associates don't just show up great, they're developed. My name is Serena, and currently I'm a team lead at Walmart. Throughout my career, I've experienced both really poor training and excellent training. And now I've even had the opportunity to train and mentor associates myself. Those experiences taught me that the difference between an average associate and top tier employees isn't talent, it's how they're trained. Today I'm going to show you how to train new hires by preparing ahead of time, teaching them the why behind the job, and creating a workplace culture where everyone can succeed. First, prepare before your new hire even arrives. One of the biggest mistakes that trainers make is trying to do improv training. You should already know what you're going to teach or say before they even get there and have a plan for the day. When someone starts a new job, typically they're already overwhelmed. Having a plan and having some organization lets them focus on learning instead of trying to keep up with the chaos. Once they arrive, don't immediately start giving direction. Introduce yourself, learn their name, and introduce them to the rest of the team. Most importantly, let them know it's okay to ask questions. Which leads us into something that I think is one of the most important parts of training. When I first started working in sporting goods, my very first day happened to be the first day of deer rifle season. I was scheduled by myself. I constantly had to call for help because I barely knew anything, but everyone was busy. So when management would come by and ask me if I was doing okay, I would just be like, yep, I'm good. But no one ever really stopped long enough for me to ask anything. That experience taught me something I'll never forget. If people don't feel comfortable asking questions, they'll usually pretend that everything's fine. And as a trainer, it's your responsibility to create an environment where asking questions is encouraged. It's not a weakness, it's expected. After that, demonstrate the task and explain why it matters. Don't just tell someone what to do, show them, then explain why they're doing it that way. People retain information much better when they understand the purpose behind the steps. When I transferred to food and consumables, my team lead worked right beside me and explained why we rotated products a certain way, why features were built a certain way. And it helped me really understand why the process mattered. And because I understood that reasoning, everything made a lot more sense and I was a lot more confident. That completely changed how I train people today. Finally, don't disappear after the first day. Training doesn't end after an orientation. Stay beside them while they practice, give feedback that teaches instead of discourages, and lead by example. Continue mentoring them as they grow. One associate I worked with had almost quit after being criticized about her zone, and without them actually mentoring her or explaining what she could do differently. So another team lead and I started working alongside her instead. We checked in on her frequently. We showed her some techniques and tricks, and we kept encouraging her as she improved. Today, she regularly finishes early and then helps other associates complete their work as well. And I really believe that she's on the path to becoming a leader herself. And that's what good training can do. It doesn't just teach someone how to complete a task, it helps people believe that they can succeed. So today I've talked about preparing before training begins, building trust, explaining the why behind the work, and continuing to mentor people instead of leaving them hanging after day one. Top tier associates aren't created by chance. They're developed through intentional training, servant leadership, and a genuine investment in people. So it all comes down to this. People may forget exactly what you taught them during their training, but they'll always remember how you made them feel. If you want to build top tier associates, don't just teach the position, invest in the person. Thank you.